Live from KMOV, this is News 4 at 6.
For the moment, let us walk off the battlefield with our heads held high.
The governor of Missouri is stepping down. Thank you for joining us for News 4 at 6. I'm Steve Savard.
And I'm Courtney Bryant. The historic announcement comes after months of scandal and investigation against Governor Resigns. We have team coverage right now with crews gathering the latest from Jefferson City and from right here in the News 4 newsroom. First, we start with our Matt Cesney.
Yeah, Courtney, it was stunning and it was quick today. This decision from the governor coming just as the special committee investigating him was meeting just 2 floors down in the Capitol basement here. And a local judge just about 4 blocks from the Capitol building had ruled against the Resigns camp, supporting a subpoena from the House committee and ordering Resigns attorneys to turn over documents to them. At about 3 o'clock today, the committee chairman quickly ended that committee hearing, wrapping it up, while a witness was testifying about alleged wrongdoing in the Resigns campaign. And then came the governor's stunning announcement at 4:30 this afternoon.
This ordeal has been designed to cause an incredible amount of strain on my family. Millions of dollars of mounting legal bills, endless personal attacks designed to cause maximum damage to family and friends. Legal harassment of colleagues, friends, and campaign workers, and it's clear that for the forces that oppose us, there is no end in sight. I cannot allow those forces to continue to cause pain and difficulty to the people that I love. I know, and people of good faith know, that I am not perfect. But I have not broken any laws nor committed any offense worthy of this treatment. I will let the fairness of this process be judged by history.
All right, many Republican lawmakers I communicated with by text today told me they were finally relieved getting this announcement from the governor. At least 2 Republican lawmakers that I spoke to tell me that this House investigative committee was well on its way, they believe, to drafting at least 5 articles of impeachment against the governor just over the campaign issue alone. And another lawmaker telling me that it was likely pressure from many high-powered donors who are now risking having their names made public by that judge's ruling today. Nonetheless, Governor Resigns is stepping down on Friday, and Lieutenant Governor Mike Parson will become governor of Missouri. And I'm told by several sources that State Senator Mike Kehoe from the Jefferson City area will become the next lieutenant governor. Live inside the state capitol, Matt Cesney, News 4.
Lauren Traeger's been following these developments this afternoon.
And now, Lauren, you have a reaction from the St. Louis Circuit Attorney.
Yeah, the governor there mentioning he has not committed any crimes. Earlier this year, the circuit attorney charged the governor with 2 separate felonies. One has been dismissed, but it is still under investigation. The other is still pending in court. Now, it's very possible that Resigns and his team may have worked out some sort of plea arrangement that involves this resignation. This afternoon, St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner issued a statement saying, in part, "As a prosecutor, my decisions must be based upon facts and evidence, regardless of the position or power of the accused. While that may have been unpopular at times, I have been in contact with the governor's defense team over the past several days." She goes on to say, "We have reached a fair and just resolution of the pending charges." She says she will provide more information about that resolution tomorrow. Now, an important point of clarification here, this is only in regards, I'm told, to a felony against Resigns for tampering with computer data that's connected to a donor list for his charity that was provided to the campaign. Tonight, we are hearing from a spokesperson for Jackson County Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker. She has been selected as a special prosecutor to look into allegations that the governor took a picture of a woman in a state of undress without her consent. The charge was dismissed in St. Louis in the middle of jury selection for the trial, but a spokesperson for Baker says their investigation into that case continues tonight. Now, I asked the spokesperson if a deal has been worked out in that case, to which the spokesperson said no. So again, the circuit attorney told us today they will be announcing the resolution of the tampering charge tomorrow, but the other case, the investigation there, still ongoing tonight.
All right, Lauren, we'll look forward to the announcement tomorrow. Thank you.
We want to turn now to our Chris Negus in our newsroom monitoring reaction from elected officials. Chris, what are you hearing?
Steve, reaction is pouring in, but most of the reaction from elected officials has been short, steering clear of any potential controversy. Both U.S. senators have issued statements on the Greitens investigation. Senator Roy Blunt said the governor made the best decision for his family and the state. I look forward to Governor Parson's leadership and will do everything I can to be helpful. U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill also issued a short statement saying, I wish Lieutenant Governor Parson the best. I look forward to working with him. Republican Congresswoman Ann Wagner also reacted to today's resignation, saying Governor Eric Greitens has made the right decision for his family and for the state of Missouri. The Missouri House leadership issued a joint statement on the governor's resignation, saying in part, we believe the governor has put the best interest of Missourians first today by choosing to resign. Missouri Republican Party Chairman Todd Graves did not talk about Governor Greitens, but issued a statement about Lieutenant Governor Mike Parson, who becomes governor on Friday, June 1st. In part, it reads, Mike has always worked hard for Missourians, and I am certain he will continue to hold a strong commitment to our state as governor. But make no mistake, Missouri Republicans know there is much at stake this November, and we will be united in our efforts to champion common sense conservative values across the board. Again, many of those statements coming from elected officials are short and to the point, but one thing that appears clear from those various statements, many elected leaders in the state of Missouri appear to be ready to move on. Steve and Courtney.
Chris, one person we have not heard from yet and haven't heard from him much during this whole process, the incoming governor, Mike Parson.
That's right. He keeps a pretty low profile, and that is who Missourians would like to hear from tonight. He will be the 57th governor of Missouri. He will be the governor starting on Friday. Now, he did serve 11 years in the Missouri legislature. He was also the Polk County Sheriff. That's in southwest Missouri. We were told he's on the way back to Jefferson City tonight, and we might hear something as soon as the 6 o'clock hour. Here we are. We still have not heard from him, but we have been reaching out to multiple people within his office to see when we will be hearing from the next governor of the state of Missouri.
All right, Chris Negus live in our newsroom this evening. Meanwhile, News 4's Venton Blandon has been spending the afternoon and early evening in Clayton.
He has been talking to people who are just receiving word of the governor's resignation. Vinny?
Steve and Claire, we are inside Barcelona, which is on Central Avenue here in Clayton. As you said, we've been here ever since Governor Eric Greitens announced his resignation. Now, the buzz is still around. A lot of people are finding out now. Many of them at the time, they did not know what was going on, but there are mixed opinions in here. Most people told us that they were shocked by this. Some of them said they could not believe it gotten this far, but the folks are here talking about it now, looking on their phones, trying to read about it and pay attention to the newscast. We spoke with a couple of gentlemen earlier this afternoon. Here's what they had to say.
I never thought this would happen. A Navy SEAL, I absolutely thought that he would have never resigned, but it happened. I'm not very happy about it, but it is what it is.
Certainly surprising, that's for sure. I mean, for a fighter like him to take that route, I thought there's got to be something that we don't know.
Now, another thing I was trying to ask the people inside this place was if they felt the words were sincere. Some people said yes, and a couple of people said no. We tried to find out if they wanted anything more. Most of the people here just said they wish that there was way more transparency in every move from the governor so far. Reporting live in Clayton, Vincent Blandon, News 4.
Michael Wolf, the former Chief Justice of the Missouri Supreme Court, joins us in studio for some analysis. And Michael, good to see you again. We've been asking you this afternoon, why now? That's the big question. Why the governor make the decision to resign now this afternoon? You heard Matt Cesny a few minutes ago saying his sources in Jefferson City told him that the legislative committee investigating the governor planned to file 5 articles of impeachment related just to the computer tampering issue. What are your thoughts after hearing that?
Well, one can speculate because we really don't know. But in the process of trying that impeachment, if the House went along with the committee's recommendation that there be articles of impeachment relating to the donor list, then you're going to have some disclosure of donor lists that the governor has assiduously attempted to keep secret. During the campaign, there was some talk about how he had $1.7 million from somebody, from some committee or whatever, where the donors were not disclosed. So There might be some donor interests in there. There might be some other things involved. But frankly, we really don't know.
And a judge also today, judge in Cole County, ordered more documents be turned over.
That's correct. And also, maybe not necessarily the donor lists themselves, but they were heading in that direction. So that might be a factor. It certainly looks to me that was going to be a long and potentially ugly process, and the trial was not going to be very uplifting in terms of the governor and his legacy. And, well, what were the really results going to be? Was he going to have to leave office? Well, if you're going to have to leave office after all of the dirty laundry has been laid out, why wouldn't you just leave office now? I mean, it might have been a very pragmatic thing for himself, for his family, and certainly for the political party. The Republican Party is better off not having this family fight in the middle of an election year.
All right, Michael Wolf, thank you so much for being with us once again. We want to go to meteorologist Megan Danahay tracking the weather. Megan?
Yeah, we actually have downpours moving into the region. They are associated with what's left of Alberto. We're going to have that heavy rain moving across the area tonight and through your Wednesday. I'll time it out for you hour by hour coming up next.
Every morning, every evening, and every night. More people get their news from News 4 than from any other source.
I'm Steve Savard.
And I'm Courtney Bryant.
With major investigations, tracking storms closer, and first with breaking news.
Let's go to Lauren Traeger live at the courthouse.
Thanks for making News 4 your #1 source for news. And yet, turn to 4 and see what you've been missing. News 4, watching out for you.
To give a little taste of the big Yellowstone adventure you can win from the Missouri Lottery, we built a little Yellowstone. Come face to face with the wild splendor of the American West. Embrace the intrepid spirit of the frontier. Breathtaking. Don't eat that. For a chance to win a trip to the real Yellowstone, enter at molottery.com.
Your summer starts here. With a great deal on a new Toyota, you can celebrate all the season has to offer. Like graduations, Mother's Day, camping, family reunions, paddleboarding, hiking, the beach, fishing trips, county fairs, road trips, theme parks.
Get a new 2018 Highlander for 0.9% APR financing for 60 months, or lease one for only $379 per month. Find yours at buyatoyota.com.
Get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
A governor under fire, a capital awash in corruption. In the middle, Attorney General Josh Hawley. After taking $50,000 from Greitens, Hawley took a hands-off approach and dragged his feet on investigating the governor for 12 months. Hawley's investigation was widely mocked and called substandard. Prosecutors said Hawley appeared to be protecting the governor instead of us. Josh Hawley, a politician we can't trust. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's time to upgrade. And now, it's even easier at Nissan's Tech for All sales event. Get 0% financing on every model, including Rogue with Pro Pilot Assist. Experience Nissan's newest lane centering technology.
Get here today. Save up to $5,180 on the 2018 Altima, or save up to $2,500 on Sentra.
But hurry, this event ends soon.
I'm Steve Stenger, and I'm a CPA. So as county executive, I ordered a top-to-bottom audit of county government, and we cut $31 million in wasteful spending. We also reformed county pensions, saving another $300 million. And we've maintained our AAA bond rating. That's respecting your tax dollars. Mark Mantovani took $1.8 million in tax breaks to move his business from the county to the city. That's not respecting your tax dollars.
This edition of News 4 is brought to you by the new DQ Summer Rules Blizzard menu, featuring new flavors and returning favorites, only at your DQ.
51-year-old Peyton Keene, a man described as someone who always had a smile and made people laugh, was gunned down in Soulard overnight.
Keene was sitting outside the Bastille Bar and Grill where he'd worked 15 years when he was killed. We made this map to show you exactly where this is. The bar is at the corner of Russell Boulevard and Menard. a busy area surrounded by a variety of other bars and businesses.
Russell Kinsall is live in Soulard this evening looking at crime trends there.
Well, that shooting happened right across the street on the sidewalk outside the Bastille Bar. It's the only homicide in the Soulard neighborhood this year. Now, within the last week, there are 2 armed robberies on this street, Menard. But I checked the stats, and overall, this year in the Soulard neighborhood, crime is trending downward.
It's just shocking. It's shocking to me.
Those who knew and loved 51-year-old Peyton Keene dropped off flowers outside the Bastille Bar and Grill where he worked. Police say he was shot in the stomach shortly after midnight, but are not giving a motive. A group of people who work in Soulard had lunch directly across the street and called the crime rare and uncharacteristic of Soulard.
It was a little uneasy hearing the news this morning, but I won't stop coming to the area for lunch or other activities.
As of the end of April, overall, crime was down 21% in Soulard.
We in Soulard, the businesses and the residents work together, and we've put cameras at a lot of the intersections, trying to work with the Real-Time Crime Center downtown along with the police department to provide a safe environment here in Soulard.
Soulard businesses raised money to buy and install 9 cameras that are connected to the police department's Real-Time Crime Center. Shield says the cameras have helped solve crimes.
Well, it's a fun place to party for sure, but it's also a fun place during the day for lunch. I mean, my wife and son have come down and joined me for lunch, and I feel safe bringing them here anytime.
Soulard businesses are planning to expand the network of surveillance cameras.
Because of the utilization of the cameras, we were able to solve crimes, so we're going to add additional cameras in the neighborhood to prevent additional crimes.
Many of bartender Peyton Keene's regular customers and friends have gathered all afternoon inside the Bastille Bar and Grill to remember his life. A GoFundMe account has been set up to help pay for funeral expenses. Live in Soulard, Russell Kinsall, News 4.
Meteorologist Megan Danahay, got lots of rain we're tracking today.
Yeah, it's unusual. First of all, we're talking about a tropical system, a named storm, when we're not even in hurricane season yet. And it's going to have a big impact on our weather here in the Midwest here as we go through tonight and tomorrow. That's why we have heavy downpours on the radar right now. You could see a solid line of rain and thunderstorms. This is not severe, but there is some really heavy rain in here, stretching from roughly Centralia back down to the east of Sparta. And notice the movement is from east to west. That is because it is rotating around the old circulation that was Alberto. Let me give you some approximate times on this. It's moving at about 20 miles per hour now. So this northern activity here probably going to be impacting Edwardsville in about an hour and 45 minutes. You can see about an hour and 12 minutes away from Belleville, Waterloo, Columbia, about an hour and a half away from 55 there south of Festus. So it's moving from east to west at about 20 miles per hour. And again, it's not severe right now. This is what the sky looks like from our BJC sky camera at Memorial Hospital East. You can even see a little bit of blue in there. We're looking back down this way out of that camera. Temperatures are in the upper 70s and 80s because we have so much cloud cover and we had earlier rain today, so our temperatures stayed down. And we'll likely see the temperatures stay down as we go through tomorrow as well. This is the old circulation. It's still circulating, you can see, around that low pressure that was Alberto. This whole thing is tracking off to the north and then off to the north and east. So it's going to track right on by us and bring heavy rain and showers tonight into your Wednesday. So we see heavy downpours tonight, heavy downpours on Wednesday. Then a break Wednesday night. On Thursday, we'll see additional storms possible from something completely different, a frontal boundary back off to our west. And some of those storms could be on the strong side. So this is how we move through the night tonight. We see these bands moving in, the heaviest rain in Illinois. Look at some of these downpours. Again, I don't expect severe weather tonight. I do expect some very heavy rain that will linger into your Wednesday morning drive. This is at 4 a.m. This is at 7 a.m. We're watching for heavy rain out there for the first part of your Wednesday. As we move through mid-morning, we may start to see the heaviest rain shift back to the east, but watch what happens right in this area here around the Mississippi River as we go into the early afternoon. New storms may develop as this low pressure pulls away. So the chance of showers and thunderstorms goes through Wednesday afternoon, and by Wednesday evening, we should be drying out. Expect highs around 86, 87 degrees on Wednesday with all of the cloud cover. On Thursday, we'll likely see a couple of rounds of storms. We may see one in the morning and then a break, and then another one as we head into the afternoon and evening. And those storms in the afternoon and evening could be on the strong side. We could see some hail or some damaging wind just in time for the Cardinals to be back at Busch Stadium. Here's a look at the severe threat for Thursday. You can see a slight risk there, mainly south of I-70. So we'll be watching those storms for hail and high winds. Then we have a hot Friday. Temperatures around 93. That looks dry. We have to deal with the possibility of scattered storms for the day game on Saturday. And right now it looks like Sunday would be the better weekend day. And look at that, a high temperature of 83, only a couple of degrees above normal.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
All right. Thank you, Megan. We'll be right back.
Here's tonight's primetime lineup, followed by News 4 at 10 with Steve Savard and Courtney Bryant. Forewarned Weather is brought to you by Academy Air, home of the $69 AC diagnostic offer. We figure it out for $69 with no service fees.
At Watson's, all of our locations are celebrating the grand opening of our newest store with our biggest sale ever, the Watson's Grand Opening Event. Our home recreational and indoor furniture selection is amazing. Motion sofas and sectionals, pool tables and shuffleboards, home theater seating, and more. Watson's is celebrating with up to 50% off store-wide, free $150 gift cards, a $50,000 home makeover giveaway, plus 24 months interest-free financing, and the lowest price in the USA guaranteed. All during Watson's Grand Opening Event.
Race fans, this is Frank Bomarito. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 Race to the Savings sales event is back on at every Bomarito location. When you purchase any new or pre-owned vehicle, you'll receive 2 tickets to the Bomarito Automotive Group 500 IndyCar Race Weekend. Take a test drive to be registered to win an all-inclusive VIP race weekend experience and the opportunity to ride in an actual IndyCar on race day. That's the Race to the Savings sales event going on now. Details at bomarito.com. See you at the track.
At the New Balance store, we're here to keep your feet happy and healthy. Our fit experts know exactly how to match your wellness goals and foot concerns to our wide selection of sizes and widths, so you can be sure that everything fits right and feels like it was made just for you. Stop by and experience the difference of your local New Balance store today. 3 stores in the St. Louis metro area: Creve Coeur, Richmond Heights, and Fairview Heights. More info at newbalancestlouis.com. Nationally known, locally owned. Only at New Balance St. Louis.
My doctor said I would never walk. They said they couldn't fix my hands.
They said I couldn't play like the other kids.
But that was before we found Shriners Hospital.
Shriners Hospitals for Children is where some of the best doctors in the world put their best thinking into healing your child.
Look what I can do!
Not just to fix the physical issue, but to inspire your child and give them the confidence to live an amazing life. We care for the whole child, the whole family, regardless of ability to pay.
No adventure is too arduous. No road is too rough for the versatile and capable Land Rover Discovery Sport. Visit us at Plaza Land Rover St. Louis and lease a 2018 Land Rover Discovery Sport for just $299 per month. Take on the road and so much more at Land Rover St. Louis, a Plaza Motor Company on Olive Boulevard in Creve Coeur.
Welcome to 3 French Hens, St. Louis area's most beautiful furniture store. This month, all of our sofa and chairs are on sale for 20% off. Choose from what we have in stock or choose a design unique to your home. Drive out to 3 French Hens in Wildwood, Missouri, and let us help you make your house a home.
Right now, we turn back our coverage to the Capitol in Jefferson City.
Our Alexis Zotos is live now, where she just got to Jefferson City and has been trying to track down Lieutenant Governor Mike Parson. Alexis.
Steve, Courtney, the Lieutenant Governor is inside his office right there behind me. He just arrived at the Capitol about 15 minutes ago. He came here straight here from his farm, where he got word this afternoon of everything that was happening here at the Capitol. Take a look. This is video we just shot on our cell phone as we arrived. He was just arriving to a very large group of reporters. He said he planned to make a full statement later, but that right now he is working to process it just like the rest of Missourians. He did say that Governor Eric Resigns is still the governor of Missouri, and he is still the lieutenant governor. So he's in his office right behind us, working out that statement that he'll be making to the public. He will be the 57th governor of Missouri. He has had quite a long history of a political career since 1993 here in Missouri, a bit different from current Governor Eric Resigns. But we are expecting to hear more, and we'll keep you posted. Live from the Capitol, Alexis Zotos, News 4.
All right, Alexis, as that progresses in Jeff City, here in studio, we have with us defense attorney Christy Flint. Thank you for being back with us.
You're welcome.
As a former prosecutor, you have a lot of experience with what goes on in the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office, and you've had time to digest the statement that came from Kim Gardner saying that she believes they've reached a fair and just resolution of the pending charges. What do you take that to mean?
Well, of course, anything that I take it to mean would be speculation. But when I hear the prosecutor say that she came to a just resolution, that makes me believe that there could have been some sort of plea negotiation, possible plea to the lesser charge of misdemeanor computer tampering. The prosecutor thought it was just to bring the charges. So if this is a just resolution, then perhaps, it means that the governor will be held, somehow legally liable for what has alleged to have occurred.
And that doesn't necessarily involve the governor going into a courtroom to process a misdemeanor charge.
No, a guilty plea in Missouri for a misdemeanor does not have to be in front of a judge or in open court. In fact, it can be done by mail. The governor could sign documents in his attorney's office, and then his attorneys could deliver them to the court. The governor could sign documents in Jeff City at his home, and they could be, couried to the 22nd Judicial Circuit.
In the final minute we have, how do you think today's announcement, the resignation, relates to the special prosecutor's task in Kansas City referring to the photograph?
Well, I would think that she is not considering the resignation as to whether or not she could prove the charges, but whether or not to, bring them. Perhaps if he has resigned, then there is not as much public interest in holding him accountable to those things that had been alleged by Ms. Gardner.
All right, Christy Flint, defense attorney, former prosecutor. Thank you for being here with us.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
News 4 will continue to track the latest after the announcement from Missouri Governor Eric Resigns. He is stepping down effective Friday. This comes after months of investigation.
We will continue to cover this story on News 4 at 10, as well as our KMOV mobile app and KMOV.com. And before we step aside, we want to show you a live picture here. That is the door to the office of Lieutenant Governor Mike Parsons, soon to be governor of Missouri as of this Friday afternoon. We will continue to follow this story as our crews are spread out in Jefferson City and following reaction from across the state. We'll see you back here again for News 4 at 10.